Hello. Today, welcome back. It's been a couple days. Last time I did my garbanzo bean salad. This time I'm gonna do braised beef in the oven. It's a new recipe I just learned last week, thanks to the Beechers Foundation and Sound Food Uprising. First things first, I preheated my oven to 500 because I'm going to bake everything. And first you braise it for about 20 minutes, and then it's kind of like searing actually, for about 20 minutes, and then it goes in the oven either 200 or 300 for an hour. So I'm gonna do 250 just to be safe, and we'll see. I'll check it. We'll see if it works out. But first things first, gotta start with the beef. I just ended up going to Fred Meyer for this, but 2.29 pounds. I was going for just a pound, but they didn't have that, so oh well, not a big deal. But here is my beef, and first thing I'm going to do with that, check it out, looks delicious. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dice it into about 1-inch cubes. Gross, gross, gross. Okay, so let's grab a knife. I grabbed the wrong one and my hands are dirty, so I'm gonna have to wash that one. Okay, so let's see. First, I'm going to cut it. Oh, it's almost easier if you have a big piece, but I'm gonna cut it. Down the center, kind of essentially just splitting it in half. And also, just so you know, this is chuck roast, which is a pretty cheap cut of beef because it is so tough. Not a lot of people, I guess, are really. I love chuck roast. But you could also do this in the crock pot too. I love a good crock pot recipe. When it comes winter time, I'll probably have a lot more crock pot recipes on my cooking show, but for now, it's just gonna be, I'm trying to do, as many like oven related things. Anyway, so you'll see I split it in half, so now I'm about 1 inch thick. So now I'm just gonna dice these. So cut it into strips. There we go. So what's going to happen is the initial 500 degrees for 20 minutes is going to kind of sear the outside and then sear the flavor in, and then the last hour is going to help with actually the cooking, and it's going to break down, like you'll see how like fatty this is. We'll throw that piece away, but it's going to break down all the fibrous tissues. So that's what we're going for. That's what you're doing when you're braising things. So, and I'm going to leave all that fat right there because it's going to end up cooking down and kind of making almost like a sauce of, well, a fat in my pan. So in the class that we took it, we did it on a sheet pan. Today I'm gonna do it in my Dutch oven, because I love my Dutch oven. And I'll do the first 20 minutes, I'll have the lid off. And then for the last hour, I'll have the lid on. I already turned the oven on before I started the video because I thought 500, it kind of takes a while to get up to that. So. Whew. So it's been uber smoky. Tomorrow we're maybe gonna get some relief. But I hope so. It's been bad. And it's like bothering my sinuses. And there's ash on the cars. And it's just like, I can't imagine if I had a real breathing issue. That would suck. But like they even closed all the public pools because it's too smoky for like kids to be outside. So that's unfortunate. So here's my pan that I'm using. I'm not oiling it or doing anything like that, but I'm just tossing the meat in. I've done half of it so far. And I am gonna cut up this whole thing today. I thought about just doing half and freezing it, but I mean, braised beef is so good, and like even as a leftover, it'll be delicious. So I figured I'll just do the whole 2 pounds. Thing is, half of this, you know, a lot of it's gonna break down and melt down because it's fat. So I'm not gonna really probably have to worry too much about it being too much meat. Never have enough meat, let's be honest. But here we go. And maybe after this, so I'm trying to be better about this, but, well, I just actually thought of it like 3 seconds ago. I am going to start posting the recipe like in the part after. So I post everything on Instagram Live, and then I'll post the recipe so that, or you know, my loose recipe. I do have an actual recipe for this, but as you can tell, I would need to open my email to read it, and I'm not gonna do that right now. But I was super excited because my friend Kelly got to watch. She taught the class last week, and she works for Beechers, so it was fun to. And she had just watched one of my lives, like just right before the 1-pan chicken bake thing I made. So she said I did a good job. Thanks, Kelly. We made a ton of stuff in that one class, though. It was really great. Okie dokie. I hope this works in this because I'm trying to just do 1 pot, but it's kind of a lot of meat in there. It's okay. I'm sure it'll be fine. Might have to cook it just a wee bit longer if it's not searing up. Okay. So you're probably thinking, well, that's it. Nope. Forgot to tell you some other minor details. Let me wash my hands real quick because now I'm going to get my spices that I'm going to put in there. So super duper simple. I'm going to use garlic powder, salt, and pepper. That is it. And it will make it very delicious. And again, remember, you don't need to worry about sodium. Don't feel like you're over seasoning. Make sure you add a lot. You don't want your beef to be blah. So here we go. I wonder how long it's going to take my oven to preheat to 500. I feel like I've never turned it up this high before. The one thing I hate about cooking is all my dishes. And I don't have a dishwasher, so. Okay, but let's start with the garlic powder. I'm just gonna sprinkle that on top. Again, I'm not following any sort of amount, but I would say that's probably a little more than a teaspoon, maybe even I think it's probably closer to a tablespoon. Yeah, I don't want to. I'm just going to pour the pepper in versus sprinkle because I'm feeling too lazy. least, but salt. Also tonight, I'm going to be making a boiled artichoke, which I've never done before, but my boyfriend he's making a remoulade with it. So I'm going, and I've never even made an artichoke. I've never roasted one. I've never done anything. So, you know, we might need a little more salt. So I'm really excited about that. And it's going to be, I guess, super simple. I'm just going to boil it in water with salt, and I'm going to put some minced garlic in there, because that's what it said to do, is to flavor the water, because then that will help give the artichoke more flavor. So that sounds good. Okay, so just mix and mix and mix and making sure my meats get all covered. Okay. Oh, I took the garbanzo bean salad to my family dinner. We were celebrating my dad's birthday. Everybody loved it. I made that instead of potato salad because I thought it would be easier, which it was a lot easier. But it turned out really good. And I love eating it with chips, even though I really am trying not to use many chips. It's so good. Guess what? Oven's ready. So we will just quickly wash our hands again. And I will stick this in. And then while it's searing essentially for 20 minutes, I'm gonna do some laundry, because that's my exciting Wednesday night tonight. I might have to move a rack, because I think that one of my racks is a little too high. Oh no, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna stick that in right now. Whew. Oh, when I put the lid on, though, I'm for sure gonna have to move that rack. But that's fine. I'll worry about that later. Okay, that is kind of it. I'm gonna cover it in 20 minutes. I'm gonna turn down the temperature and then let it cook for an hour. So I'll just check back in with you kind of periodically. And I'll start cleaning out my kitchen and doing laundry. But okay, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I'll flip it around. Oh, I just had to go downstairs and do laundry. Now I'm very hot. But I'm going to check the beef in the oven right now. It's been about 20-25 minutes. And then I'm going to turn the heat down and cover it. But I got to move that shelf, so bear with me. We're going to just prop the phone up so you can kind of see it. I don't actually know how I'm going to do that. It's a little trickier when you oh, F, that's good enough, right? Whew. It's warm. Oh, it smells so good though. I could smell it like 3 floors down. That's how like potent this is. Oh, that looks great. And there's so much fat. It's awesome. Okay. I'm gonna pull this out just a smidge. Cover it. Put it back in. Close it. And drop my temp. I really think it's 300. So I'm gonna leave it, and then I'll come back and I will check it in probably about 45 minutes just to do a quick look, and then I will show you the final product. Bye. Okay, so I'm checking it. It's been like about an hour, and I had turned the oven down to 300. So I grabbed it out. Take a quick look at it. Ooh! And see, you'll see all the fat and stuff in there, because that's what's supposed to happen. Oh, it feels like really good. So the trick, I think is what they taught us in class, was you just stick it with a fork and it should like, oh, maybe it's not done, because that's not, I think it's just supposed to fall off. Oh, see, but that piece feels so good. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in for a little while longer, because it's still, I think it's probably pretty tender, but I'm trying to follow the directions I learned. But, okay, I'll put it in another 10 minutes, and then we'll check it again. Hi, I know, I was just on like 3 seconds ago, but I tasted a piece and it tasted done. So even though it's not like falling off my fork like it's supposed to be, I'm gonna take it out of the oven now. So I'll do that right now.